This is what we already know in Mafia 3.
Hey everybody, my name is Martin.
And my name is Taylor.
And we're moderately pleased to welcome you to 2K Central. Now we're so excited to be part of this channel, which will obviously be centered around 2K games.
Today we'll be covering Mafia 3, which will be released early 2016 on Xbox One, PS4 and PC. Mafia 3 is being developed by Hangar 13 under the umbrella of 2K. So let's begin. Mafia 3 takes place in 1968 in the deep south of New Orleans. Similar to its predecessor, Mafia 3's timeline will pass as you progress through the game. Now the main protagonist is named Lincoln Clay. He's half white, half black, which is important to the story because during the 1960s and the 1970s, violent racism was a large part of everyday life, so there's going to be massive racial tension throughout this game. And to add to Lincoln Clay's difficulties, he also grew up as an orphan, constantly searching for a place to belong, a family.
Eventually he finds his family during his time in the Vietnam War, which is an odd place to find your family, let's be real. Lincoln befriends a man called Ellis Robertson in the army. Through time spent together, Ellis realizes that Lincoln is loyal and he can be trusted. Once they return from the war, Ellis introduces Lincoln to his father, Sammy Robertson, who is the owner of Sammy's Bar. He's clearly creative. Sammy also happens to be the leader of the black mob, who Lincoln now calls his family. Unfortunately for our extremely unlucky protagonist, everyone he loved and cared for gets taken away from him, as his new family are betrayed and wiped out by the Italian mob. Lincoln suffers a gunshot to the head, and they burn the bar. Usually a bullet to the head does it, but not this time. Lincoln lives, and he seeks revenge for the death of his family. And that's what the game's story consists of, which has us intrigued, but let's talk about the game itself.
Okay, so Lincoln is placed in a leadership role quite early, which is different from most criminal-orientated games. The game is about rebuilding what you lost, so Lincoln's goal is to recruit criminals and expand his criminal empire, in the hope that he can form a new family. Now, near the end of the trailer, we were introduced to 3 characters. These people aren't specifically members of your mafia or crew. That happens to be Burke, the leader of the Irish mob, Cassandra, who leads the Haitians, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the main protagonist from Mafia 2, Vito Scaleto. Oh, and he leads an Italian mob in the game. Okay. Now here's the bit that I really like. Lincoln has formed partnerships with all 3 groups by offering them a piece of that criminal empire pie. That's a really good metaphor. I'm going to keep using that criminal empire pie. Now, the interesting thing about having these 3 at your disposal, they each offer you special abilities based on the strength of your relationships. Throughout the game, our actions will affect the relationships with these groups. Now, you have the ability to take over enemy territories in the game, which are scattered throughout the city. Once you do, you have a choice to make. Do you want Vito, Cassandra, or Burke to run this territory for you?
And with each choice, we're rewarded with a special ability that can only be gained by placing a specific person on a specific territory. Like as an example, Burke gives you an option to bribe the police. Perhaps it's only attainable by placing Burke in a particular location. And now for the bad news. There's always bad news. Being biased towards one person in particular may hamper your relationships. If you're continuously placing Vito on every territory, that means Cassandra and Burke aren't going to be very happy, as they feel like they deserve a larger slice of that criminal empire pie of yours.
There's that metaphor again. Good work, man, good work.
So having unbalanced relationships will cause difficulties later in the game, as there may be a possibility of betrayal, and betrayal's never fun. But Taylor and I are extremely interested to see how all of this will work from a story perspective. Will the game no longer be completely linear? Will Hangar 13 be able to make this dynamic work? And will Lincoln ever find a family? We can't wait to find out.
We wanted to start with a story breakdown, to give you guys who perhaps didn't know anything about the game a reason to be excited. Martin and I will both be covering Mafia 3 extensively throughout the next few weeks.
We hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks to everyone who's chosen to subscribe. We'd also like to thank Brett at UB Central for giving us the opportunity to talk about games that we love. Ah, isn't that sweet? Yeah, we'll also be trying to add more humor to later videos to fit our personality. We felt like we needed to be serious with this one, considering it was our first ever video.
So we hope you guys come back to see the next video here on 2K Central.
But yeah guys, ending the video, my name is Martin, I'm the Irish guy.
And I'm Taylor, the Scottish guy, and we are probably from the fastest speaking countries in the world, so we will be delivering the details quickly to you. We thank you for watching and we can't wait to see what happens on this channel. We hope you have a nice day.